Take your 9-week-old baby out of the stroller so my child can sit there. Got another airport story for you, Reddit. Sorry for formatting issues, I'm on mobile. Sister Ek, entitled Kid M, entitled Mommy, Chuck Norris. So my sister and her husband flew up to come visit the family in Canada and introduce their newborn daughter to everyone over the Easter weekend. It wasn't a long visit, and they went to the airport this morning to check in for their flight. My train back to my apartment didn't leave for another 3 hours, so I tagged along to help with stroller and bags. Basically I was an extra pair of hands so they could focus more on the baby instead of trying to juggle bags and everything. So we're standing in line. There was an issue at the check-in kiosk, and I feel my small rolling weekend bag get extremely heavy all of a sudden, to the point where it almost yanks right out of my grip. I turn around and there's a girl, anywhere from 7 to 10 years old, sitting on my bag. Me, excuse me, please get off my bag. EK, my feet hurt and I wanna sit down. She then bounced in place and actually yanked the bag handle out of my grip, causing both it and Ek to fall to the ground. Don't drop my child like that. Me, she was sitting on my bag and yanked it out of my grip. It's barely 6:30 AM at this point, and I had zero patience for this stupidity, so I just hold my bag in my hand, out of the way for Ek to sit on. My niece starts getting fussy, as young babies will, and my brother-in-law jogs off to go grab a bottle of water to make her a bottle. They thought they would be through security at this point, so they weren't prepared to make her a bottle. No big deal. I tell my sister to take care of her baby and I'll manage the bags. But behind me, Ek was just getting started. EK, Mommy, my feet hurt and I wanna see it. I cheesecake you not. This kid dragged out her words exactly like this. Hang on sweetie. My sister was adjusting the baby in her stroller in an attempt to calm her down, but from behind her it looked like she was taking the baby out. See, she's taking the baby out of the stroller. Go sit there. My sister hears this, and she just about loses her mind. No, she can't sit here. You're taking the kid out. She can sit there. No I'm not, and no she can't. She's a grown butternut child, she can stand like the rest of us. Her feet hurt. Take your brat out of the stroller and let her sit there. My sister gets this look on her face that I know very well. It pretty much promises that she's going to coconut up your day. Take and LT, baby's name and GT, out of the stroller please. And LT, brother-in-law and GT, should be here with the water for her bottle in a minute. I get confused, but I trust her and take the baby out of the stroller. Gets this look of absolute triumph, only for it to drop off her face as my sister then grabs my weekend bag and the diaper bag and put them right where the baby was sitting. Like I said, banana, your child is grown, and she can stand. My child is 9 weeks old. She can barely hold her head up on her own. You need to get some zucchini sense in your head. At this point in time a check-in attendant has noticed my sister's situation with the baby, who was still fussing, and pulled her to the front of the line to get her through. Brother-in-law reappears right after that to help sort out bags while I feed the baby. I looked for Em and Ek, and Ek was on the ground throwing a massive temper tantrum, worse than any tantrum I've seen in children half her age. Em just looked like she was sucking on a lemon. Doctor, Ek sits on my bag while I'm holding it, complaining of sore feet and being tired. They fall off. Em then demands for my sister to take her newborn out of the stroller for the Ek to sit in it. My sister blatantly refuses, and the kid throws a temper tantrum. Edit, spelling. Edit 2, thanks so much for the silver and gold awards. Edit 3, huge thanks for the platinum. Sit on the floor? What? No way. Why would they ever do that? No, makes much more sense to be an entitled butternut. I don't understand people's sense of entitlement. I couldn't imagine ever doing something like that. I love, 2 hearts, your sister by the way. I think that it's funny that the N called a 9-month-old baby a brat when her 10-year-old child was throwing a temper tantrum because her feet were tired. I just got back from Disney with my band and my ankle hurt like hell and I still walked around. I'm currently 14 and a freshman. Not even 9 months. 9 weeks. My kid is in the middle of a massive tantrum, but he's a 1-year-old. And stories like this are exactly why I don't give in to tantrums. Normally, I would question whether this happened or not, but in the last year of travel I've witnessed many toddlers in airport terminals on the ground having complete meltdowns. I wish it was a toddler. I would understand a tired toddler having a meltdown. The youngest this kid could ever be is 7 years old. Old enough to know better. M tries to send me away from my mother's party because my lazy eye scares her daughter. So when I was small I was included in a car accident which damaged my eyesight and looks of my eye itself. It's not really a lazy eye as my pupil just lazily rolls around my eye most of the time. Some nerve thing, doctors say. Mother hosted a great party with grills and everything and invited all her friends from the neighborhood. Innocent, right? Well, not really. So I was eating with my friend when a little kid comes to our table. It was a cute little girl that said that she was lost, so I lowered myself to her level to ask about her mom so we can find her, but as I did, she ran off while crying. I shrugged it off. There was a lot of parents that are more experienced. This is where the fun begins. Em and her daughter approached me when I was taking another burger that my mom made. She took a look at me and then did an obviously disgusted sound. Then she said, "Em, what is that?" What is what? Mom, Em, what's with your eye? No wonder it made my daughter cry. Me, what? Em, can't you at least hold it up? Me, do I look like I can? Em, don't raise your voice, young lady. You do not belong to this party anyways. Me, why? Em, you scare kids. At this time, people hear us and my mom storms in, furious. She explained everything and sends the entitled parent away. Em swears on my mom before going off. I love my mom. WTF, that thing had a kid? Gs. Great teaching moment gone to waste. The worst thing is that that kid looked so innocent. And Em, can't you at least hold it up? And GT, me, do I look like I can? And Em, don't raise your voice, young lady. Why do people do this? Hey banana. What? Don't you dare raise your voice at me. I hate cry bullying. Push someone till they push back and then act like the victim. Shoulda just said, well, I live here so I can do whatever I want. I can be at this party if I want. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to. What, you can't walk? Why not just move your leg? What, you can't see? Why not just look? Why eat? Yeah, of course, he had Tesla with M. We need that house more than you, because we have kids. Cross-posting from r/child-free. Cause they said this would totally fit here. Edit, Bill equals brother-in-law. Phil equals father-in-law. A quick vent. 5 years ago, my husband and I bought a house. We've been saving for years for the down payment and the stars must have aligned for us to get it. Everything worked out perfectly. The house was a major fixer-upper, but it had land and we were happy with that. Turns out Bill had looked at the house when it was listed as well. They decided it was too much work to fix up and not worth it. They wanted major upgrades too, whereas my husband and I are very simple people. We don't need granite countertops or a soaking tub or hardwood throughout. Met up with the family recently and the Bill was talking about how cramped their condo has become with 2 kids now. Bill decided this was the time to tell us that we should trade houses. I butternut you not. Bill is very entitled. Bill proceeded to argue that we are only 2 people and their family is growing and could use the space. Literally suggested that we give ours to him and buy out his condo. Laughed. I knew he was serious but I couldn't help but laugh. I'd never, in my life, imagined someone could be so banana entitled that they demand someone give up their home for the sake of another family. Are you kidding me? Bill then got mad at me for not even considering it, and began justifying all the reasons his family needed our house more. Oh, you think this would be the worst part, right? No. It gets better. We never finished the basement, so there is only 1 bathroom in the house. Bill informed me that if we were to trade houses that we would need to make some major upgrades first, because he wouldn't have time to be able to make any renovations. It was somehow inexplicably certain that I would see the logic in this plan and just trade houses with them because they needed the extra space so much more. And now my bill isn't talking to me because I laughed through the whole thing and wouldn't take him seriously. Win-win. Go ahead, punish me by not talking to me. At least then you'll stop trying to make me the bad guy because I have 2 spare rooms I don't use. My husband and I each have an office, and tell everyone how horrible I am because I wouldn't buy out your condo at market value while giving you ours out of the goodness of our hearts. Must I know? He was now trying to tell my Phil to retire and move into the city so that they could have the farm. Joke's on him. Phil already talked about it and has left the farm to me and my husband in his will because we actually farm, and Bill thinks it's too much work. I always thought the internet exaggerated that people like this exist. I thought situations like this couldn't possibly be real. What the hell are these people thinking? Bill, but daddy, I won't turn your farm into my mansion or a mall or something. Why won't you do this for me out of the goodness of your heart? Whining to the point you want to bash him with a sledgehammer until he is a puddle of goo. Wait, so they want you to give them your house for free? That's what I got out of it too. That's some top tier entitlement. Give me money for my house, give me your house for free and make renovations in the house on your dime. Jumpin' Jeebus. Honestly, I would have just said butternut off after laughing my butternut off, but yours is better. It seems like he doesn't want to pay a penny for the house. Go ahead, sure. Because all of Bill's utilities will be gone in weeks. Kinda difficult without basic utilities like water, heat, indoor plumbing, etc. And then just take the house back because he can't afford it. Lol, just turn off all the things before you move, and then because you're trading houses just sell the house to somebody else and evict him as a squatter XD. I have a brother like this. He got so mad at me for not just giving him a house that he hasn't talked to me for 10 years. It's been great. You definitely came out winning in this situation. Who the zucchini needs family like that?